A lot of people underestimate the Silver Knights because they ended up being stepping stones for Seiya and the others. But the truth is that the Sanctuary has hidden relics at that rank, which would put many Gold Knights to shame. And among these Silver Warriors, there are 5 armors that have very powerful abilities and stand out in Athena's army. Hello, Knights and Amazons. Welcome to Always Wanted to Know. I'm Wes. Today we're going to analyze the 5 Silver armors that have items or weapons with such overpowered abilities that they could change the course of many battles. Go ahead and comment where you're watching this video from and which silver armors you think are the most powerful in your opinion. Get your Cosmo ready, like subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's start the video. Always wanted to know, did you know there's an item in a silver armor that can petrify even the most powerful of enemies with just a glance without the knight needing to throw a single punch? Before we talk specifically about the weapons or special items, we need to understand the context. In Athena's army, the Silver Knights are the intermediate elite, while the Bronze Knights are the lowest level among the knights, at least in theory, and the Gold Knights are the most powerful. The Silver Knights are made up of specialists. They are the guys the Grand Master sends when things get too tough for the Bronze Knights, but not serious enough to pull a Gold Knight away from his post. The difference with some of these armors is that they're not just for protection. They come equipped with artifacts that amplify the user's power, allowing them to face enemies with a much higher level of Cosmo. These items, some of which can be considered weapons, raise questions about the rules of the Sanctuary. After all, Athena is perfect. She forbade the knights from using weapons, but some armors have items that are considered weapons, for example, Andromeda's chains, Sagittarius's bow and arrow, and the 12 weapons of Lyra. This can be considered an inconsistency in the knight story created by Masami Kurumada, but it's still something curious for us fans. So, guys, let's start with one of the most dangerous silver armors, the Perseus armor, along with Medusa's shield. The special item here, obviously, is Medusa's shield. In mythology, Perseus was the hero who decapitated the Gorgon, and in the lore of Saint Seiya, this essence was transferred to the shield attached to the armor. The power of this shield is absurd. It can petrify any living being that looks at it. It's an immediate physical reaction. And in the Sanctuary arc, we saw Algol defeat Shun and Seiya with humiliating ease. They simply turned into stone statues. The level of danger is so high that not even the absolute defense technique of the Nebula chain was able to protect Shun, since the reflection of the light from the shield passes through any barrier. Even the dragon shield can't intercept this power. An important detail that many people forget is that Algon doesn't need to be holding the shield for it to work. The shield stays on his back, but it can be moved to his arm. And even when Algon closes his eyes, he can sense the enemy's position. Shiryu was only able to win this fight because he had the extreme courage to blind himself. If Shiryu hadn't resorted to that sacrifice, Algon would have finished off the Bronze Knights right then and there. In terms of overpowered items, the Medusa shield is easily at the top of the list, being considered one of the most lethal weapons in Athena's entire army. Number 2, the Auriga armor and the cutting discs. Number 2, Auriga's armor, a knight that many people remember for the beating he took from Wiki of Phoenix, but who has a very interesting piece of equipment, Capella of Auriga. The constellation of Auriga represents the charioteer, and his armor reflects that. By carrying 2 silver discs attached to his waist, these discs are not just ordinary projectiles. Capella is able to control them through his Cosmo, making them fly in trajectories that are impossible to predict. They work like high-speed circular saws, capable of cutting through the steel of bronze armor as if it were paper. Capella takes pride in being a master at handling these weapons, creating the cutting discs attack. Capella's problem was his overconfidence, and of course the fact that he crossed paths with Wiki. In that epic battle, Wiki used the Phoenix Phantom Strike and made Capella believe that his own discs had cut his hands and his body. In reality, Auriga's discs are medium-range weapons, excellent for the forces. If the user's a strategist, he can keep the opponent at a distance while the discs do the dirty work. It's one of the few armors that focuses entirely on cosmic mechanical throwing weapons. Number 3, the Cerberus armor and the Iron Maces. Following the same lineage as Capella, we have his mission partner, Dante of Cerberus. The Cerberus armor, inspired by the three-headed dog that guards the underworld, has a pair of iron maces, spiked iron balls connected by chains. Unlike Shun's chains, which are alive and have their own will for defense and attack, Cerberus's chains are purely offensive and brutal. Dante uses them to crush his opponent's resistance. The weight of these silver spheres, combined with the speed at which Dante spins them, creates a devastating impact force. The symbolism here is very strong. Just as Cerberus prevents souls from leaving the underworld, Dante uses his chains to trap and destroy his enemies. During the battle against Auriga and Chum, we saw that these weapons can be launched in several directions simultaneously, making Dante a difficult opponent to approach. The Cerberus armor is one of the most iconic because of the aggressive look its weapons provide. It is the perfect example of brute force supplied through combat tools. Number 4, Sagitta armor and Phantom arrow. This one is, without a doubt, the one that had the biggest impact in the history of Saint Seiya. The user is Tremi of Sagitta. The Sagitta armor has a peculiarity. It is equipped with silver arrows, but the knight's main technique is the Phantom arrow. Tremi can shoot hundreds of illusionary arrows to confuse the enemy. But among that rain of illusions, there is one real, tangible golden arrow. It was with this special item that he achieved the impossible, hitting the chest of Saurikido, the reincarnation of Athena. This arrow is not an item of brute force, but of precision and curse. Once it hits the target, it begins to slowly pierce the victim's heart, taking 12 hours to complete the process. This started the legendary Battle of the 12 Houses. Without Sagitta's arrow, the Bronze Knights would never have been forced to face the Gold Knights in a race against time. Many fans debate whether the arrow he used was part of the silver armor, or an item given by the Grand Master, who was Gemini Saga. But the tradition of the Sagitta constellation, known as the arrow, indicates that handling projectiles is the inherent specialty of this armor. It's an assassination weapon made for a quick and stealthy attack, capable of bringing a deity to its knees. Number 5, the Lyra armor and the power of music. Finally, we come to the most legendary armor among the Silver Saints, the Lyra armor, worn by Orpheus. Here, the item is not a cutting or impact weapon, but a musical instrument, the silver lyre. Orpheus is a unique case. In the sanctuary, they say his power is equivalent to that of many gold saints. He awakened the 8th sense and descended to the world of the dead to rescue his beloved Eurydice. His lyre allows him to perform techniques such as the Night Chord, Serenade, Journey, Death, and the Perfect Chord, which attack directly the opponent's nervous system, soul, and body. The sound of Orpheus's lyre is so powerful that he managed to put Hades himself and his judges of the underworld into a trance. Unlike other weapons, the lyre is an extension of the user's musical cosmo. The strings of the lyre can also be used physically to trap the enemy, tightening around the opponent's body until death. It's a combination of beauty, aesthetics, and deadly danger. Orpheus shows that, at the silver rank, mastering a special item can elevate a knight to the level of the gods. These 5 armors show that being a silver knight is no small feat. While the gold knights rely almost exclusively on their complete mastery, with the 7th sense and at the speed of light, the silver knights use these tools to level the playing field. Whether it's Algol's petrifying shield or Orpheus's deadly notes, these special items are what give personality and danger to this class of warriors. Now, I want to know from you, if you were a silver knight, which of these 5 items would you like to have on your armor? Do you prefer Medusa's shield or the versatility of Orpheus's lyra strings? Let me know in the comments. Down here, I want to read your opinions. And of course, thank you for watching this video until the end. See you next time. Burn your Cosmo to infinity.